Can this be removed? ठीक है चलो. This is it. Do we have anybody else?
Yes.
So where did we stop in the last lecture?
Lenses.
Lenses completed.
Lens, convex lens.
Completed.
No.
Then
These are the cases of convex lens.
all image formations complete. 6 positions.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think concave lens is remaining, right?
Convex.
Did we do image formation by concave lens?
No.
Okay. So that's so second one,
Second.
okay, thank you. Image formation by concave lens. So I think could you go through the video? So that's all right. I mean, do you have any doubt in any image formation by convex lens? So in case of concave lens, there are only 2 object positions. One is object at infinity. So there we have so you can mark F1 C1 here F2 C2 or 2F1 2F2. So when the object is at infinity, the nature of incident rays is F. And since this is diverging, it will diverge away from focus. Okay. So once the rays are diverged, it will be extended backwards. Okay. So now you have virtual image forming at focus 1. So image at F1, image at F1. So what is the nature of image? Virtual, direct, and diminished to a point. Diminished. Okay, highly diminished लिख लो. Or point sized. Okay, so whenever the refracted rays are diverged, it has to be extended backward, and wherever it meets, a virtual image would form there. And optical center also you have to mention O. Sometimes the name also will be given M, N, but not required. It's okay. But all the points on the principal axis, all the directions of incident and refracted ray. So each ray should have two direction, incident direction and directions after refraction. Okay. And all the points on the principal axis, including the optical center. Next is object anywhere between infinity and optical center. Between and optical center. Infinity and O colors. So here we have then we have one. So obviously now we'll take one ray parallel. We go away from focus. Other ray will take through O. So anybody who observes these rays from this side will feel that okay. So anybody who observes these diverging rays from this side will feel that it is diverging from this point. Okay, so wherever is a point of divergence, that's what the virtual image will appear to form. So image between F1 and O. And this is diminished. So you may write today's date also. We have done so far how many classes? 3 or 4? Today is the 4th one, right? 4th lecture, I guess.
3 lectures. 3.
This is 4th.
This is 3rd.
Is it?
So we did first lecture.
First lecture, then after a month,
After a month, second
lecture.
And then that day we had only 1 lecture. And this is the 3rd.
So ऐसा है क्या?
So I
That is the reason I'm thinking why it is not completed. In all other branches, this topic is completed.
So actually, all other two math and then 2 science.
Yeah, this is because in science, physics portion has only 4 chapters. So we want to, engage with you for a longer period. Otherwise, what will happen? We'll end up finishing physics portion in vacation only. Then after few months, you'll forget also. So I want to keep visiting so that if you have any doubt, you can ask.
But 1 month gap happened, that's why.
Yeah, I agree. Plus the frequency here is now it is once a week, right?
Once and
Now it is once a week. Earlier it was twice a week, I think. I mean, after 2 weeks once, ऐसा कुछ था ना? Earlier,
Yes.
every fortnight one lecture, but now it is every week during vacation. आगे जाके फिर से वही होगा. Every fortnight one lecture. So let's see how many. You have 2 more weeks. So 3-4 hours और मिलेगा. 3 hours. मैथ्स का पोर्शन बड़ा है ना, फुल सिलेबस. और यहाँ पे साइंस में 3 सब्जेक्ट है तुमको. तो 3 टीचर आर टीचिंग यू साइंस, तो फ्रीक्वेंसी अलग अलग होगा. Done? Okay. Now, just like mirror, we have lens formula. So what is lens formula? So lens formula gives the relation between focal length, object distance and image distance. So it is 1 by L equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. In case of mirror it was plus. So the sign changes here. So derivation is not in the scope. You must remember the formula. So what is the object distance? So let us understand for this. What is object distance? U. V is image distance. F is focal length. So focal length, image distance, object distance. Now all the distances are measured from optical center. So this is U. So irrespective of the lens, object is always placed to the left of optical center. Then for concave lens, the focal length is also on the left side. For convex lens, it is on the right side. So positive. For concave, it is this. Now, real image में the V is on the left side. Remember, sorry, virtual image में V is forming for mirror.
What's the mirror behind the mirror?
Behind the mirror, right?
Here it
You
is
see,
in front of
here it is in front of the same side as object. So this is the only change between lens and mirror. Okay? The nature of image, real was forming in front of mirror, and virtual was forming here.
Yeah.
In lens, real is here, virtual is here, across. Okay, across. So this is lens formula. Then there is also magnification formula. Okay. So one formula is this. Then you have linear magnification formula. So linear magnification symbol is M, and it is height of image divided by height of object. I mean size of image upon size of object. And M is also defined as V by U. It's 2 formulas. Mirror made was minus V by U. Now minus becomes plus. So be very careful when you solve problems related to mirror and lens together. There is a scope for error. So be careful. Remember one formula for mirror, and then for lens it is opposite, sign wise. Okay. So this is what is, and derivation is not in the scope. You just need to remember these relations and use them during solving numericals. Now we need to understand power of lens.
So why don't we say linear magnification?
Because the length, the size is length, right? Height in meter, centimeter, whatever. So it increases the size, the height. That's why linear. There could be angular magnification also, which is the case that you will be introduced in higher studies. See, when the object and the image are within the measuring distance, then you can actually measure their heights. So we use linear. But let us say I want to obtain the image of star or sun. So I can't measure the height. So there we measure angle. So the distant, whenever we are dealing with distant objects, we deal with angular magnification. That is the subject of higher studies. Just to differentiate. So here we may say just magnification also. It remains linear only. Okay. Now what is the power? Power of lens is the ability of the lens to diverge or converge. Okay. Let us say if you have a lens which is diverging this much. Now if you have a lens which can diverge more than this, then that likewise for convex. Suppose you have a convex lens which is diverged, okay, whose focal length is here. So diverged here. So another lens with a focal length shorter, it has converged more. So the one which is converging at a shorter focal length is more powerful. Okay. So what is power of lens? It is the measure of ability to converge or diverge the incoming rays, the incident rays. Okay. So which lens has more power? The one with shorter focal length, right? So therefore, E is defined as reciprocal of focal length. Okay. And whenever what is the unit of power? It is diopter. And its symbol is D. So when power is expressed in diopter, that time the focal length has to be in meter. Okay. Focal length has to be in meter. Remember this. So that's it. So the lens with a short focal length will have more power. So which lens should have more power, thin or thick? Thin should have more power. Really? So this is thin. This is thick. Which will have a short focal length, thin or thick?
Thin.
Will have short focal length. Okay. Which will have a bigger sphere, thin or thick? Which will make bigger sphere, thin or thick?
Thin will make the most.
So whose radius of curvature is bigger, thin or thick?
Thin.
So whose focal length will be shorter, thicker? So smaller focal length means more power. Understood? So the converging ability of this would be more. So if its center is here, focus will be somewhere here. So any incident rays will be more converged in case of this diagram. Short focal length, so it's reverse, that's why it's a reciprocal. Whereas for this, okay, so incoming rays will be converged little later. So hope you get the idea now. What is the meaning of convergence and divergence? Likewise, a thick concave lens will diverge more. Oh, sorry. This is center of curvature. So let's focus on this one. है ना? So stop focus down there. Stop focus here. So short focal length will have more power. So if I call this as P1, this is P2. P2 is greater than P1. Since F2 is less than. So always the thick lens would have more power. So now we'll discuss the sign convention for lens.
So in case of concave lens, which thick has more power or thin?
Whose focal length will be bigger or smaller? Depends on the curvature, right?
Yes, if it's a thick concave.
Let's say you have a thin one. So thin one would have less curvature. Now I have a thicker one.
So thin one would have more curvature.
Make the spheres.
So thin one will have a bigger sphere.
तो फिर उसका center of curvature बड़ा हो जाएगा ना?
In that case,
So focal length will be more.
in that
So more the focal length, less the power. Thin would have less power. Here, let's call this as F1, this is F2. F2 is short. So what is the relation? It's an inverse relation.
okay.
Small focal length is more power. You get it? So it will get getting used to. Thick has more power. आँख बड़ा बड़ा दिखेगा है ना? ये thinner is this is our friend. So eat more and more carrot juice, fish oil, जो भी है करो. Basic concept in everything will remain same. Now the technology has grown by leaps and bounds. So with surgical can be removed. अभी तो ऐसा हो गया ना? Surgical intervention, laser surgery, even we don't need any glass. But it is such a convenience. Who will go for surgery like this? चलो ये हो गया तुम्हारा. So any questions? Now we will discuss the sign conventions. Let's write G in. For lens. So it is same as it was for mirror. So now the optical center is the origin. This is Cartesian sign, identical to Cartesian sign convention. Okay. So the distances to be measured on x-axis are everything to the left of O is taken as negative. To the right of optical center is positive. Anything above principal axis is positive on both sides. Anything below principal axis is negative. Okay? So left side is front. This is behind. So it's absolutely same as in case of mirror, with the exception of sign of image formation. ठीक है? So lens के case में virtual image is formed here and real image is formed here. The real image is always here, virtual image is always here in front and this is behind. So all distances to be measured from O optical center. ठीक है? Principal axis. So what will you measure on principal axis? F, U and V. Okay. So if U lies on the left, therefore it will be negative. If V lies on the left, it will be negative. On the right. So for all real images, it will lie on the right. All virtual images, V will be negative. Real will be positive. Okay. So what about y dash y? So HI will be measured there. So for it will again depend on real or virtual image. If the image is virtual, then HI is positive. It is above. If the image is real, H image is negative. Object HO is always positive because it is always to the left and kept above the principal axis. All the ray diagrams that we have seen. Okay, is that clear? That's it. So this is your sign convention. So let's write down quickly F, U, V. So for convex lens, for concave. So F, R, and power, same sign. जो F का साइन होगा वही रेडियस ऑफ कर्वेचर का होगा वही पावर ऑफ लेंस का होगा because P is equal to 1 by F. तो कॉन्वेक्स के लिए क्या होता है पॉजिटिव, कॉनकेव के लिए क्या होता है नेगेटिव. Is that clear? Sine of focal length, radius of curvature, power will be positive for convex, negative for convex. U is negative for both, always. ठीक है? V का क्या होगा? If virtual image के लिए negative, virtual positive for real. ठीक है, कॉन्केव लेंस में सिर्फ वर्चुअल इमेज ही बनता है, तो वो हमेशा नेगेटिव ही होगा क्योंकि फ्रंट में बनेगा। ठीक है, तो एफ यू बी हो गया। अब हमारे को हाइट ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट क्या होगा? हाइट ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट पॉजिटिव होगी, चाहे कोई भी लेंस हो।
Sir, P is power.
P is power, yes.
F on P.
Yes, P is power. पावर का साइन ही सेम है एफ, बिकॉज़ पावर के फॉर्मूले में क्या है? F. जो F का साइन होगा वही P का होगा। ठीक है, रेशियो हो गया। अब H I इमेज का क्या होगा? वर्चुअल का पॉजिटिव, रियल का नेगेटिव, वर्टिकल डिस्टेंस है ना। इस पे y एक्सिस पे क्या मेजर करते हैं अपन? हाइट ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट, हाइट ऑफ इमेज। तो प्रिंसिपल एक्सिस के ऊपर मतलब वो के ऊपर, तो एच आई इज पॉजिटिव वर्चुअल, नेगेटिव फॉर रियल। और ये पॉजिटिव ही आएगा सिंस वर्चुअल इमेज है। ठीक है ना। अब एक लास्ट बच गया तुम्हारा लीनियर मैग्निफिकेशन। ये भी m का भी वही आ जाएगा जैसे ये मैग्निफिकेशन का सेट ही सेम है। ठीक है, नेगेटिव फॉर वर्चुअल, पॉजिटिव फॉर सॉरी नेगेटिव फॉर रियल एंड पॉजिटिव फॉर वर्चुअल। ओके, सो तो m का फॉर्मूले में भी देख लो, m का और p का डिराइव करना पड़ेगा। p डिपेंड्स ऑन f, m डिपेंड्स ऑन साइन ऑफ hi, क्योंकि ho का साइन तो फिक्स है, जो hi का साइन होगा वही m का साइन हो जाएगा। ठीक है, समझ आ गया? m इज ऑल्सो इक्वल टू v बाय u, तो v में भी इमेज के बेसिस पे साइन आता है, u तो हमेशा फिक्स। ठीक है, तो इमेज का साइन, तो m का साइन v पे भी डिपेंड कर सकता है या फिर hi पे डिपेंड है। इज दिस क्लियर? तो मैग्निफिकेशन में अगर रियल है तो रियल इन्वर्टेड होता है, इन्वर्टेड में नेगेटिव मान लो, वर्चुअल अपराइट होता है तो m पॉजिटिव, ऐसे। देखो ये थोड़ा उल्टा है, m का साइन और v का साइन, m का साइन और v का साइन वर्चुअल में ये पॉजिटिव हो जाता है m, लेकिन v नेगेटिव होता है क्योंकि वो x एक्सिस पे और ये किस पे? y एक्सिस पे। तो बच्चे कभी कभी कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं कि m अगर हम वर्चुअल इमेज बोल रहे हैं तो अपराइट होता है ना। तो इसके लिए अपराइट के हिसाब से m पॉजिटिव ठीक है, फिर v को भी वो पॉजिटिव लिखने लगता है, लेकिन v क्या है, x एक्सिस का डिस्टेंस है, तो ये जरा ध्यान देना है इसको, ठीक है, वो धीरे 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 ध्यान में आ जाएगा. So with this, we have completed this chapter. Now we'll solve numericals. So if you have any questions on theory, you can ask. एक बार देख लो पूरा हमने जो किया है. Okay. You have 6 hours lecture or only 4.5?
4.5.
Why not 6 hours? Every day you have 4.5 or 6 hours?
No, every day 6 hours.
Why only today like this?
That's what it said on physics. The day physics is there, only one lecture.
So did you ask them why it is like that?
No,
Maybe, so today it was not 7:30 for you?
no, it was
It's just 7:15 only. Maybe because I have a lot of lectures from 7:30, so they want to give me really alternately. Maybe because of that. But ठीक है, our syllabus, science का how many lectures you are having? For bio it is all 3, bio and chemistry.
Yes.
bio, we have 2 bio after 2 months and then 2 chemistry after 2 months.
अच्छा, पता नहीं, I don't know.
On Thursday we have bio and on Saturday we have
Or
chemistry.
2 continuous lectures for bio.
2 continuous.
And chemistry?
2 continuous. And Saturday and on Tuesday physics. 1 lecture.
Okay. So, ठीक है. So maybe, I don't know. Because chemistry, physics, bio are proportionate. So they maybe bio or chemistry teachers might be taking more time. I don't know.
Our chemistry lectures are a lot. They are almost as much as math, just a little less because we
Who
have
is taking your chemistry lecture?
Samina.
Okay. So is the portion too much for chemistry as compared to physics?
It is
It is.
Achha. How many chapters?
5 chapters.
And physics is 4. But this year, say 9th, they have reintroduced energy. Last year there was no energy, right?
There was work and
Working on it.
No, that was work and energy. Environmental, that chapter has been reintroduced. It used to be there earlier. Sources of energy, I mean, was it there last year?
no sources.
It was there earlier. Now it has been brought back again under new curriculum. Okay. Am I going very fast?
No.
Because I finished quite early. 3 hours if I get, then the whole chapter finishes. Yes, sir. So wherever you feel that you're going, I'm going fast, so hold me back. So we'll just wait for her a little bit. We will actually discuss the review questions. Now, see the layout is there are so many solved examples now. So many solved examples. So we have already done. So now if you go through it, you should be able to understand, right? Then there are NCERT exercises. So that is also there. Then there are questions asked in different years. Right? Previous year board questions. So you should take a look at all that. So generally questions are easy, right? So you should spend reading time and attempting those questions, right? For example, come on page number 65 and look at question number 11. So which diagram shows image formation of an object on a screen by a converging lens? What should be the correct answer? From A, B, C, D.
It's optional.
Okay, let's go.
C.
Option C is correct. Yes. Why A is not correct?
Because the line with the ray which is at O gets a bit
Ray at O is
not
deviated. It should not. It should go straight. That is one error. The other error is parallel ray is passing through 2F. Where should the parallel ray pass through? F. Correct? So both are not correct. B mein what is the mistake? Parallel is passing through 2F. And we don't know about the second one. So that mistake is certain mistake. Parallel cannot pass through 2F. Next. C parallel is passing through F, which is correct. And O is also straight,
not deviated.
not deviated. So this is correct. D, what is the mistake? Parallel is passing through focal is not a mistake, that is correct. Now,
The line should go parallel.
no, it cannot converge backwards. Like, it can pass through focal length only if the rays incident parallelly. It is not incident parallelly. It is cross.
Yes, so it should go parallel to the.
It may not because it is not at focus, no? Less than focus. Look at the right side. Right side, the focal length distance is, it is within focal length and O, not at focal. Okay. So for sure it cannot go through the focus. So the second ray is wrong. So likewise, you can actually adopt method of elimination. The rays that you are sure of and the rays which is not satisfying the condition. So that way you should filter. Question 15 next page 66. Question number 15.
So 45.
44.
45. So two of you said 45. Angle of incidence from air to glass at point O. What is the point of incidence?
P.
Read the question again.
Oh,
The denser medium begins at O. Now tell me, what is the angle of incidence? Is it a question of physics or geometry? Huh? Geometry. So you tell me, what is it? A hemisphere.
so I say remember tangent x.
Keep it simple, huh? Okay, any point on the hemisphere joining the center is what? The radius.
Yes.
So what is the radius on a curved surface? What is the radius on a curved surface? Normal. So what if the ray is incident along normal?
Zero.
Yes. See, this is how they foxy. Now you realize?
Yes, sir.
So curved surface, they're saying it is a hemisphere, P is the center, and point of incidence is O. And you landed at P. Okay? वो नहीं करना है. Okay, take question 20. So this is like application question. And when you come home, then you'll scratch your head. Okay, I did a blunder like this. Okay, ये practice करो. So more and more question you practice, you'll become more and more free. Your brain will begin to think in that direction. Question 20. Hmm. Yes.
Option D.
Option
D.
D. Agree?
Yes.
All of you agree? Yes. Okay. Why 1 and 3 same and 4 same? There is no deviation. There is no deviation. So their density must be same. Where is deviation? Second medium towards normal. 2 must be denser than 1, 3 and 4. So actually 1, 3, 4 are same medium. Only the second medium is denser than the rest of the 3. Okay, so 2, 3, 1 it is written. That's why 1, 3 powers. There is a typographical error. Right? Must be 4. Okay, next is, what is next? So take a case question on page 67. Noor, a young student, was trying to demonstrate some properties of light in her science project work. She kept X inside the box and with the help of a laser pointer made light rays pass through the holes on one side of the box. She had a small butter paper screen to see the spot of light being cast as they passed. What would be the X that she placed inside the box to make the rays behave as shown? So what has happened to rays 1 and 2 after they pass through X?
They are direct.
Direct? What do you mean direct?
Means ray 2 is
Like you
they're
keep
not interchanged.
happened. Have they laterally shifted?
Yes, they are back.
They have laterally shifted. So what then X could be?
Option D.
Yes. It could be a
Parallel
sided glass block. Rectangular glass block, है ना? Parallel sided. Understood? ऐसा सब X क्या है? ये. Then what is sub question 23? So for a given case study 22, 23, 24, okay, are all questions related to that case. Now she measured angles of incidence. So what is sin I by sin R? The refractive index of the box. So sin I by sin R is 1.5. And sin I is given to you as 0.75. So let sine r is equal to 1 by 2. Okay. So r should be 30. टेबल में नहीं लिखना है, फाइन है 500 रुपए।
500
हाँ, पता ही नहीं है स्टिकर लगाएंगे अभी बाहर नहीं हो जाते। ठीक है तो डेस्क पे अपना नोटबुक में लिखो। आ गया सबको, आ गया आंसर? हाँ, स्नेल्स लॉ अप्लाई करो, आ जाएगा। 24
Sir, I think D.
Hmm?
D.
3 and 5 are correct. D. Yes. Yes. 3 and 5 are correct. Rest are something wrong. So eliminate the wrong ones. Glass is optically rarer than air. Wrong. The air and glass allow light to pass through them with the same speed. Wrong. The air is optically rarer than glass. Correct. Speed of light through a denser medium faster than that of air. Wrong. Ratio of sine of angle of incidence in the first to the ratio of sine of angle of refraction in the second gives the refractive is correct. Okay, so just to give you an idea of what kind of questions they ask you in board. Okay, so you try with the rest of the questions. Okay, we will now go to classwork review question. On page number 75. Okay, so discuss with me what is refraction, what causes refraction. You will take turn. Okay, so you will start with the first one. What is refraction? What causes?
Refraction means the bending of light from one medium to another.
When light passes from one transparent medium to the other transparent medium, the direction of path changes in the second medium. So this is called refraction. What causes refraction? What is the cause of bending?
Okay, sir.
75. Classwork review questions. So you can write in your notebook, page 75, classwork review questions. So everything you keep writing in your notebook. What we are doing. Like what question we discussed, page number and the question number you should write. So classwork question 1, page 75. So classwork review questions. This is the topic. Page 75. What is refraction? Everybody understands. What is the cause of refraction? Difference in the speed of light in different mediums. Okay, write down. Cause of refraction is difference in the speed of light in different mediums. Okay. Okay. Now you take question 2. go with question 2.
Snell's law is the
No, what happens to light?
one is on a transparent medium, it bends.
So that's one. Means refraction. Bends means you have to say one is refraction. What else?
It reflects.
Yes. So partial reflection. Because if you look at this glass, you can see things on the other side of glass, as well as you can also see glass. You can't see glass unless some part of light is reflecting. Okay, and you can see things beyond the glass because light on those objects is also reaching you. So that's why you are seeing, you're going to see the things on the other side. So answer is, what happens to light on striking transparent medium? Both reflection and refraction. Third, you take it. State Snell's law. Sin I by sin r is equal to constant.
Snell's law states that the refractive index of a medium is equal to sine ratio of the angle of incidence upon sine ratio of the angle of
Yes. So the law is the ratio of sine of angle of incidence and angle of refraction is always constant. That's the law. It is always constant. And that constant is called refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. So the angle and r, I and r may change, but the answer will not change. Sin I by sin r. And that is for a given pair of medium. So that's Snell's law. So what will you write? It states that the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to sine of angle of refraction is always constant. And that constant is called as refractive index of the second medium with respect to first medium. Okay? So once we know that, then we say refractive index of the second medium with respect to first is equal to sin I by sin r. Okay, so no need to write again and again. We have done this in theory. Okay, what is meant by absolute refractive index? Your turn.
Absolute refractive index means when the first medium is air and something.
So, absolute refractive index of the medium is its refractive index with respect to air. Keep it simple. Absolute refractive index of the medium is its refractive index with respect to air. This the first or the incident medium is necessarily air.
Second medium.
Then the refractive index of the second medium is called its absolute refractive. Is that clear?
yes.
So whenever I am telling you, okay, refractive index of glass is 1.5. So what do I mean? When I am saying glass, absolute refractive index 1.5. So the first medium is air. In fact, all the table, whenever the refractive index of the medium is specified, it is always its absolute refractive index. Is that clear? And when it is with respect to some other medium, then it is called its relative refractive index. Okay? That's how it is. Okay. Then next. Your turn. Fifth question.
Watchmakers use convex lens
Yes. And why?
for
Producing virtually magnified image. Because watch parts are very small. So you need to use magnifying glass. So when you keep a convex lens close to it, then you'll obtain its virtual image, virtual and magnified image. Concave we cannot use because concave produces virtual diminished. So we don't want that. Okay. So why you will say because it can obtain virtually magnified image. Okay. So here they make use of convex lens as magnifying glass. Yes, Yonatan?
What kind of lenses produce both real and virtual images? Convex lenses.
Yes. Okay, question 7 have we discussed? Read question 7.
How do the frequency and wavelength change when light passes from an optically rarer to an optically denser medium?
Have we discussed it during the theory? What happens to frequency of light?
Frequency remains constant.
Yes.
Uh,
And speed will depend on wavelength. Because what is the formula for speed of the wave?
Frequency into lambda.
So if this is constant, then V will depend on lambda. So there will be direct relation. So if V reduces in the denser medium, so will be lambda. Lambda is wavelength, right? So can you answer?
The wavelength increases in the denser medium or decreases in denser medium?
Decreases because speed decreases, right? So has to have wavelength reduce. Yeah. Is this answer clear to everyone? So how do frequency and wavelength change? Optically rarer to optically denser. Obviously, since speed reduces and frequency remains same, so speed reduces means wavelength is reducing. The wavelength is distance covered by one wave. So the distance covered by one wave will shorten in the denser medium. That's how the speed is reducing. Okay. And frequency does not change because it depends only on the source of light. So source of light is not changing. So light is sending that many pulses, that many oscillations. Yeah? So those oscillations are same, but now the wavelength is shortened, so it is traveling lesser distance. But the cycles are same. Okay, it's like this. So in the rarer medium, let us say this is the wavelength. You see two wavelengths of this. So this is first medium. In the second medium, in the same time, the wave has traveled only this much distance. What is lambda? And here the lambda is this. Second medium, this is first one. So in the same time, the frequency remains same, 2 cycles per second. Here also 2 cycles per second, but the distance now traveled is smaller. Okay, so wavelength now reduces. All right, is question 7 clear? Question 8.
Sir,
Keep a watch on time. Huh? We have 15 minutes. Question 8.
For the same angle of incidence, the angles of refraction in three media ABC are 15, 25, 35, in which medium is velocity of the light movement. A 15.
Yes.
15 minimum, 35 maximum.
Yes. Because 15 means the much more towards the normal.
Yes.
That's why the angle of refraction is small. Angle of refraction 0 will be almost along normal. So good. So 15 degree means the deviation is maximum. Okay. Now question 9, everybody try this. Question 9 in your notebook. There is a diagram given adjacent to you.
So it's a mirror.
Hmm.
So why is the focus given on the opposite side?
Which mirror is it?
It's a convex mirror.
So, where is it opposite side? Place the mirror like that.
Okay.
We just discussed 8 and now we are doing 9. What should be the answer for 8 according to you?
So, yeah.
Correct. You've done the same thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Correct. Away from focus, right? What is the answer to question 8? Smaller refractive index, smaller angle of refraction means more bending, right? So more bending means denser medium. So in which medium is the velocity of light minimum? A, B or C? Confused. So look here. Same speed, correct? No deviation. So let's say if it was deviated like this. So this has less speed as compared to this. Even more deviated, even lesser. So this is the angle of refraction. So for which angle you'll have minimum speed? So just rather than thinking too much, visualize फटाफट. ठीक है? So medium A will have minimum speed. जिसका deviation ज़्यादा है, उसका angle of refraction कम आता है. बहुत बच्चे ने मेरे को हर क्लास में 35 डिग्री होता है. ठीक है? So this is the first class जिसमें मेरे को correct answer मिला. First attempt. ज़्यादातर क्या बोलते हैं? Bigger angle of refraction is minimum speed. So bigger नहीं, smaller angle of refraction means more deviation. Deviation कहाँ से हो रहा है? With respect to original direction. This has maximum deviation, delta. ठीक है? Least refractive angle of refraction is maximum deviation. Okay. Question 10. Whose turn? Is magnification positive or negative in case of concave lens?
Positive.
Positive. है ना? क्यों? Virtually
So
measure.
height of the image is positive.
मैग्निफिकेशन, हाँ, सो इमेज इज वर्चुअल, सो आप राइट, वैसे भी याद रख सकते हो, वर्चुअल का तो पॉजिटिव ही आता है। 11
From the given information, answer the following. In which of the three media does the light travel faster? Sir, Ruby.
रूबी में फास्टेस्ट होगा या स्लोएस्ट होगा?
Slowest.
Refractive index high means what? Optically dense. High refractive index means optically that much more denser, right? ये देखो, देखो तुम ऐसे कंफ्यूज मत हो, sin I by sin R is equal to refractive index. ये कब हाई होगा? जब ये लो होगा, मतलब R कम होना चाहिए ना, R कम है मतलब बेंडिंग ज्यादा है। हाई रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स मतलब हाई ऑप्टिकल डेंसिटी, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट। तो हाई ऑप्टिकल डेंसिटी मतलब स्पीड दैट मच लेस,
आइस में फास्टर,
आइस में होगा, फास्टेस्ट आइस में होगा, ठीक है।
स्लोएस्ट।
हाँ, तो देखो क्वेश्चन अलग अलग तरह से पूछ लिया उसने। अब ये भी देखो, रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स का और क्या फॉर्मूला होता है? तो ये मीडियम है ना, मीडियम, सो VT इज इक्वल टू V1 बाय RI। तो लीस्ट स्पीड कहाँ पे होगा? जहाँ पे RI मैक्सिमम होगा। ये फॉर्मूला क्यों बोल रहे हो तुम? रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स के दो फॉर्मूले हैं ना, V1 बाय V2। V2 किसमें? मीडियम में, तो रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स डिनोमिनेटर में आ गया। तो देखो ऐसे क्वेश्चन, ये एप्लीकेशन ओरिएंटेड क्वेश्चन है, फॉर्मूला को ट्विस्ट किया, सिनेरियो को ट्विस्ट किया, लेकिन है सिंपल। V1 कांस्टेंट है, फर्स्ट मीडियम चेंज नहीं हो रहा, क्लियर है हर जगह। V2 विल इनवर्सली डिपेंड ऑन RI, ठीक है, ऐसे याद, सबको समझ आ गया? तो ठीक है, जिस एक में फास्टेस्ट है किसमें? आइस में, तो लोएस्ट किसमें होगा? रूबी, ठीक है। 12 draw a ray diagram to show position nature and which when object is closer to lens। कौन सा ऑब्जेक्ट पोजीशन के लिए बनाओगे? between
F and
oh correct, ठीक है। इमेज कैसा बनेगा?
virtual
virtual
and erect,
erect and
diminished,
magnified। convex में magnified, concave में diminished होगा, याद रखो हम। तो ऐसा, ठीक है। तो ये हमने रे डायग्राम तो ऑलरेडी बनाया हुआ है ट्वेल्थ में, ठीक है। 13 whose turn? Your turn, I think. 13
I wish to obtain a real and inverted image of the same size as that of the object by a lens of focal length 20 centimeter. Where should the object be placed and which lens do I use? Real and inverted. So
and same size.
same size. At 40 centimeter and convex lens.
Yes, because in concave image is always diminished, ठीक है। So 2F पे रखना पड़ेगा या फिर C पे रखना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। So this is how ray diagrams, so nature of image and size of image, okay। 15
State state the factors which determine lateral displacement of the ray of light passing through a glass slab.
So what will determine the lateral shift? Thickness of the glass slab, refractive index, and the color of incident ray. Did we discuss this?
Yes.
Color means wavelength, na?
Wave.
So refractive index is inversely proportional to wavelength. So it depends on three things. And
Color and refractive index are
inversely related. Inversely proportional.
so three things.
Color of incident ray, thickness of the glass slab, and refractive index of the glass slab. So question 14, 15, 16 are related. So 14 may show the path of ray light through a rectangular glass block and mark angle of incidence, emergence, and lateral displacement. So this diagram with this ray parallel to I. Question 14 answer is this diagram with extended ray parallel to I. So पहले I से एक dotted ray बना हुआ है ऐसे सीधा, फिर उसके parallel end से बना. ठीक है, वही आंसर होगा 14, 15, 16 same. Then you can mark angle of incidence and angle of emergence. Mark angle of incidence and angle of emergence. So this will be angle of incidence. Angle of emergence will be this. Then what remains to answer is B part of question 16. What is the answer to B part of question 16? Open to all three.
This would be angle of emergence.
Yes.
So the angle between IM and the normal
I am normal.
and M and
R. Mark this as R. I, R, and E. So I and R. Okay. Answer is I and R.
so E will be where?
Below.
Yes.
Emergent. E is emergent. So 17 is again a repeat of 12. Now the values are given. Okay. 17 is a repeat of 12. You can draw this. Now 18 has got, question 18 has got 9 questions. And these are numericals that we should do. Abhi time, कब तक है time?
15.
And 4 minutes. एक question तो हो जाएगा. ठीक है? So now did you get the idea of what kind of questions are asked? Okay, and you have to just comprehend the question and read it slowly, okay? Slowly, keeping your finger. So imbibe the question, absorb it, then answer. First, understand the question, what is asked. So read it 2 times and answer. So now read question number 1 of question 18. So what is given here? It is
So the velocity of light in glass is lesser than velocity of light in diamonds.
No, so it is you have to find out what is refractive index of diamond given the refractive index of diamond, that means its absolute refractive index is given to you, and glass refractive index given is 1.51. Compare the velocities of light in glass and diamond. So you have to find equal to what? This is what you do. Okay. So how will you solve such question? What is the relation between this and this? Now this is Vg upon Vd. This must be NdG. Correct? V1 by V2. But what is NdG? Nd by Ng. You know this, right? N21 is equal to N2 by N1. So we got, so therefore Vg by Vd, Nd is 2.42, 1.5. So this will be 1.6 roughly when you solve it. So speed of light in glass is 1.6 times its speed in diamond. So to calculate it, we have done these formulas. Okay. Since N21 is equal to N21 is equal to. So this is relation between relative refractive index and absolute refractive index. This is the one of the definition of refractive index. Sure. So likewise, you can try different questions. Try solve question. Come up with doubts in the next class. So we'll cover this chapter in the next class, and possibly we'll start a new chapter also. Okay, I'll see you in the next class.